Guten Tag, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren. Es freut mich sehr, Sie hier begrüßen zu dürfen. Ich präsentiere 50 plus Döner.
We are so sorry. We need an Apple Notes apology after this. I also hope my audio. Okay, my audio is working. Perfect. Um, MLS start time the first time in like a very long time. Where's the boo? Here we go. Yeah, that's a boo. It's my fault though. It's not B-Flum's fault. That's a little friendly fire. Also, Wikipedia, thank you for the 41 months. Damn, another 41 monther. Holy moly. B-Flum, nice jersey you got. Would
Oh,
you
thank
mind
you.
doing
It just
doing
came
fit of the
today.
day?
Oh yeah, fit of the day. Ignore the Loyola shorts, but we got the brand new 50 plus donor sunset kit. Name on the back, as you can see here. Very nice. My favorite part is the detail on the collar. I can't really show it, but it says "Always watch Friday games."
Yeah. Oh yes, that made it on. All right, good.
Yes, it did make it on the collar. We're in business.
We're
It's
continuing the
good.
run of having a meme on every jersey we make so far. What will it be next time? I wonder. All right, let's get this started. Well, first of all, I think it's important to say, Frauen Bundesliga is back. Let's go. Where's the clapping again? Oh, this. Oh, it's just a jersey signed by the entire Frauen Bundesliga team for Köln last year. Nothing too big. So we will be the first to admit, though, B-Flum put this in the show notes, and we are not experts by Frauen Bundesliga by any measure. And we saw today, I don't know if you saw this, B-Flum, but I saw today that there's like some podcasts that pretended like they're experts and they like were not on women's soccer. So we're gonna avoid
Oh
that
God.
shit.
Yeah, we can't embarrass ourselves like
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna avoid that, and we're just gonna go adventuring together. So, where do we? Oh, let's do Champions League. We gotta do Champions League. That's probably the
Oh
best.
yeah.
Um,
New format this year as well.
yeah, mind explaining the format because I don't even. I'm not really sure what it is.
Okay, so the 36 teams in the Champions League will now, instead of being put in group play, they will now play 8 different teams, or yes, that they have 8 matches. I think it is 8 different teams, 2 per pot, and it's one home game, 1 away game in each pot. So, for instance, you see Leverkusen. Leverkusen was in pot 2, so their home game, Inter Milan was in pot 1, and Liverpool was also in pot 1. So those are their home and away games for pot 1. AC Milan and Atletico Madrid are their pot 2 home and away games, so on and so forth. I believe it is the top. I don't know. It may be top 16 or top 8, one of those two.
Let me see if they have the table.
Top 16, I think, goes through to.
Wow, that's not very helpful.
Actually, it may be top 8. I think it's top 8 goes straight through to the round of 16, and then the next 16 teams will play in a playoff round to decide who goes into the round of 16.
It linked us to the fucking actual rules. Oh my god! Listen, whoever wins just
basically don't get bottom 8 or else you're out of Europe altogether.
What are your thoughts on the format? I know a lot of people were kind of got used to it after it got explained. I would love to know where you sit on this.
I need to see it in action.
Yeah.
Of course, it's any type of change, especially to what didn't feel broken at all. There's gonna be a lot of questions around it, but I mean, it does give a lot of more high-profile matchups in the group stage that we didn't really get. Like, Dortmund's gonna play both Barcelona and Real Madrid. Leverkusen playing Inter and Liverpool. Everybody pray for Stuttgart.
Stuttgart's draw. I'll bring up what I thought was kind of like the order in terms of difficulty, so we don't have to sit here going through every single one. But yeah, Stuttgart's is a little rough. Where is it?
There it is.
There we go. Yeah, in my reaction to it, I also want to see it in action, but I will say I think it is better than playing two teams both home and like the same team. I thought that was kind of dumb. I think this is a good alternative to that because I feel like it's more representative of someone doing well in the group. Like, can you beat more than just three teams basically to get to the next round? But I also think that's not what they're thinking. I think they're thinking more money. I mean, this is UEFA after all. But to summarize it, I don't know how much we just agree with each other, so I'm sure you might agree with this. But I had it as Stuttgart, Bayern, Leverkusen, Dortmund, Leipzig. Dortmund's is just very top heavy. Like, of course, they have Real Madrid and Barcelona. Literally, no one wants that. But I think past that, I'm not exactly like they kind of don't really play anyone else. I think. But we'll just go with Stuttgart's.
I need to look up what Leipzig's is, but I don't think anybody in the Bundesliga has an easy.
No. Like when we rank by difficulty, we're kind of splitting hairs a little bit. Like nobody wants to play all all 8 of these teams at all. But and like I also think even though Stuttgart's is difficult, I'm not necessarily saying they can't get out. I think someone said that earlier today of like, oh, what do you think they can't get out? I think they can, but it's just they have just a not fun. Like playing Real Madrid and Juventus away, it's like, oh my god. Especially for your first time in forever being in Champions League. But what are any Champions League hot takes before we move on to Heidenheim?
I think Leverkusen will be the only team to crack top 8 out of the Bundesliga teams.
I'm still like I think this is just hard. I think to predict just because we still don't kind of know how good Leverkusen is going to be. They had that one game that they kind of struggled, and then this week they're playing a tough opponent. I'm gonna reserve judgment on Leverkusen until these next like 2 games.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, but also like they're getting a lot of their tough matchups. Well, they're getting 2 of their very tough matchups out of the way.
Yeah.
In the first 2 weeks of the season, so yeah, I mean, we still have to see what the Champions League schedule will look like. I think that releases on Saturday.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can see them beating pretty much any team that they come up against in this group, or not in the group, but across their matchups if they're on their game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think like them, Bayern and Dortmund, I think when they're on all cylinders, I don't think the group's going to be a big problem. And Leipzig too, I guess. But I think Stuttgart's probably the one that's like they're going to have to try very hard. Even though they're very talented, I mean, still, when you're not really used to it, that does. Feel so bad for players. 2 more games plus the stupid Club World Cup. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that shit, too.
Yeah. That's a new format, too.
Oh, my God. All right. I see what they're trying. Probably take me all year to get used to it. Night that January isn't dead anymore. That is another part of it. Of, like, even at Game 8, like, people are going to be playing their ass off. But, like, at what cost? Like, there's so many fucking games that you have to play. Yeah, liked it. Linked. Oh, sorry. Oh, it linked you to wiki notations. Yeah. At least City has to play someone other than Bruges and some Eastern European team. I mean, we got to take a quick detour to PSG's. PSG's is a nightmare. Like, whoever scheduled these, man, they fucking hate PSG. Like, oh my god.
They said, "Oh, Mbappe's not there anymore."
Mbappe, he's not there now. They don't get the favoritism anymore. We're going from a hard pivot from PSG to Heidenheim. Heidenheim is qualified for Europa Conference League now with their win today over Haken, I think. But it's just crazy to think about. I want to I know we always mention this when we talk about Heidenheim because it just has to be repeatedly mentioned that this team was in the fifth league at some point very recently. We're open this up, so I hope this. There we go. So Frank Schmidt, other than this, he was like sick, so that's why there's that there. I know that it's kind of getting blocked right now. But Frank Schmidt coached them in the fifth league in 2008, and now he's about to coach this team in a European competition. Like, that's just crazy. It really is crazy to think about.
That's crazy. What a glow up.
And also, I noticed that they've never been relegated, which is a fun.
Oh, look at that.
Or do we have a new Hamburg?
We have a new.
A little more bearable, though. No offense to Hamburg fans. Let's go. Which way should we go now? We'll touch on men's league. The second half is entirely from Bundesliga, so don't you worry. Let's overreact real quick, B-Fum. The first week.
Yes, I love overreacting in the first week.
Yeah. The first week matchups are completely done. Any stickouts for you this weekend?
Let's see. Firstly, I want to mention Freiburg Stuttgart. That is very big for Freiburg, especially.
Wait. Sorry, not to cut you off. You do need to get credit because you completely called the Leverkusen.
Oh yeah, hey, always watch 50 plus. That's my first. Always watch 50 plus down in
the first one, and you get one. You get one right. What the hell?
And that really vindicated it. Made me feel like I belong here. I feel like I somewhat know my stuff. I really like what I saw out of Freiburg. I think I was only able to catch like the second half of that game. I had Goal Zone on, which, side note, Goal Zone actually works on ESPN Plus now, which is fantastic for me. But I was a little surprised seeing Stuttgart kind of lacking behind. So that'll be something to note down as the season goes along. I'm not overreacting on them yet, especially after the Super Cup performance, but just something to keep an eye on. Also, I put this in the show sheet. I proposed doing a Gumbo Team of the Week for weekly going forward. This week, I would say Wolfsburg because they were really the only team that threw a lead, but that was against Bayern, so I'm not going to punish them for that. I'm going to say it's Leipzig because why are you only scoring one goal against Bochum?
And I think they had a red card in that game too.
And they did.
I think that is also going to be my Gumbo team of the. Actually, you know what? No, I'm just saying, like, getting one goal against Bochum, and I think the red card was like in the 85th minute, so they had an entire 85 minutes that they had the same amount of people, and they could only manage one goal. I do think that is a good point that someone pointed out earlier, is that the top four teams that like people were kind of predicting all didn't look that good this week. Like Bayern looked pretty pedestrian. Like Dortmund had the Jamie Gittins bailout plan. Who else was here? Oh yeah, Leverkusen like barely survived Gladbach. So I think that's a cool note. What's up?
I said that was almost Gumbo Team of the Week.
That was almost that. If that penalty saved them, which was a penalty, but other than that, like I don't know. I think Heidenheim. I think we might have said Heidenheim was dead a little too early. I know they still have to like get through the rest of the games for the season, but they're starting off stronger than I think I was expecting. I don't know about you.
No, Heidenheim did start off a little. I thought that game would be a little bit closer, not 2-0. But I mean, the way that Heidenheim started the season, both in Conference League qualification and well, now with this game, it's been pretty strong. It surprised me a little bit.
Yeah. Is Stuttgart going to go back to a mid-low table team? I think they are probably the biggest team on this list to not overreact on. Like, they played very well in their Pokal game. They murdered, who was it? Prussian Munster. So it's still in them. I don't think they're a mid-table team, but I think like they gotta get it. They gotta get it together a little bit because that was not a good start. St. Pauli subbing their debut against relegation candidate is concerning. I'm not gonna overreact to that yet, and also I don't think Heidenheim's getting relegated. Yeah, I think
I
Heidenheim.
think I'm still mid table as well. Yeah.
I think they're gonna barely survive, but regardless, let's go to Microsoft Paint. Let me set this.
All right, you want to do team of the week first before that?
Team of the week. I am all over the damn place. Leak. W leak.
W leak.
Before I'm entertaining them while I figure this shit.
Okay, so on top of the Gumbo team of the week that we have introduced, that's just for like one team. I also spent time cooking up a team of the week, and by cooking up a team of the week, it may look like I just completely ripped it off of Bundesliga Fantasy Team of the Week, but in my defense, now that you get like 17 points just for stepping on the field for Bundesliga Fantasy, they have really leveled up their game of like just listing stats for players. Yeah. So if you're looking to really see who's done well in like a specific stat or just like in general, maybe the fantasy app isn't a bad place to go to. But yeah, this is what we cooked up. What do you think of my team?
I thought it was fantastic. Literally hit on everything. And I even think the Weiser pick is not one someone would have made if they weren't. It's a sign that you paid attention, I think. I really like all of these. I think Kramaric is probably the big story. Like, I think he's habitually overrated. Like, that's just his life. But he having a hat trick in the first game of the season is very, very cool.
He was cooking.
I thought Schlotterbeck was a big stick out as well. I think Omlin is a good pick too for because I thought he had a very good game against Leverkusen. It's just Leverkusen. Like
it's just Leverkusen. Like I was seriously trying to think of like a goalkeeper for this, and like when I saw Omlin's stats, like despite the fact that they gave up 3 goals, he still had 7 saves.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I think the next highest was like 4 for the week. So.
And there's nothing, like that first goal, there's nothing he could have done about. So really.
Yeah.
And then one was a penalty. So really, he only let in 1 goal where it's like, give or take. So that's a good pick too. That would be very close to my team of the week as well. Any reactions from chat? I believe they said during commentary during the Pauli game that most teams recently promoted don't win their first game in the Bundesliga, so I'll be more concerned if they are still doing nothing offensively in a couple of weeks. Yes, I agree. The Wolfsburg goalkeeper was solid as well, I thought. Yes.
I think he was. Let me verify this.
He might have been the one with 4 saves.
Yeah, I think so. And did Wolfsburg have a clean sheet this week or no?
No, they played Bayern, so.
Oh, never mind.
I would have been very concerned if they had a clean sheet against Bayern. Then
They're also solid though, yeah.
That would be my team to overreact to if they had given up, but they also didn't play well against Bayern. But yeah, speaking of that, let's go into next week, and then we will do Frauen Bundesliga. Who is ready for Microsoft Paint? I know I am.
Yippee!
Hooray! How do I do that? There we go. It's Microsoft Paint time. BFLEM actually picked out the games of the week this week. I'm very excited to hear the rationale. So, Friday, we have Eintracht Frankfurt. No, Union Berlin versus St. Pauli.
This one is A, always watch Friday games. Yeah. But B, because I feel like this could it well if Union plays how they have been the past like season or two, and St. Pauli plays how they did last week. This could be there could be a little bit of chaos within this game. I'm hoping St. Pauli is not as sluggish out the gates. It's also the hipster derby, which
It is, yes, as Brian Lamey pointed out. Both teams are basically like a more likable Detroit City. Anyway.
Let's not alienate an entire city.
I love the Pistons though, so
Okay.
maybe I redeem that. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of like transfer marked stats to pull up since this is just the second week. I do think out of these two, the most concerning, I think, is Union drawing Mainz, because Mainz we have both predicted, and I think everyone has predicted that not be very good. So I don't think that's a good start. That is like an actual battle against a possible relegation candidate, and they could only muster a goal. Whereas I think St. Pauli had a little bit of a harder put together. Like Heidenheim's still a team, no matter how many people they missed. They still are a team that's in a European Conference competition. So I think the burden's more on Union Berlin to get a result out of this. But it is Friday, so any prediction or last things to say?
I think I'm gonna lean Union. I think it's gonna be they have the home advantage as well, but it's gonna be tough for St. Pauli. It's their first away game in the Bundesliga. Union's one of the most fiery stadiums in the league. Yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean I don't think the game will be close, though. It is a Friday game. Union didn't perform as well last week as they probably should have, especially against Mainz. I'll put a solid for Friday games. I'll say that St. Pauli gets a goal. I'll say 2-1 Union.
50 plus donor score line. All right.
50 plus donor score line.
Go on. My bad.
No, I had nothing else to add.
St. Pauli also has a new coach and lost some players. Yeah, I think like when we're talking about Heidenheim and who they lost, I think when you're newly promoted and you lose your coach who like lost 3 games under you, and then lose a lot of your good players that got you there, I think that hurts a little more than what happened to Heidenheim. I think this is going to be a draw. I think it's going to be 2-2. I'm also going to go 2-1, actually.
Okay. 50 plus donor score line.
Because we're men of commitment here. But I do think that's going to be like some kind of draw, some form of a draw. And yeah, I know Brighton has spent $200 million, but we can see Hurstler is a very good young coach. That is something as well, not to go on a Premier League tangent, but Brighton looks really fucking good right now. But I don't think that's a surprise to anyone who's kept up with Hurstler. Gotta go for 4 more goals on a Friday game? That is a good point.
That's a good point.
That is a little too conservative for a Friday game.
Give me 4-3.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Give me 4-3.
Like, hold on. This guy knows what he's talking about.
But if it ends up 2-1, I'm still taking it.
Yeah, like, our brain says 2-1, but our heart says 4-3. I'm not going to pick 4-3, but... Alright. 4-3. I'm going to go 3-2. So we're both just kind of picking a win. Someone's got to win.
1-goal game. 1-goal thriller.
All right, so now we go to a less chaotic one. We have Frankfurt versus... We can't even use SAP because SAP sponsors Stuttgart now, too.
That's hilarious.
Bitches ain't loyal.
This one I picked purely off vibes for last week. Despite Frankfurt losing last week, they didn't look bad at all in the slightest. I'd lean to say that they deserved at least a point. Mm-hmm. If Amy Vinyl Kittens did not stun on these hoes. And then obviously Hoffenheim Kramaric hat trick is charged to fuck that up. So it's gonna be interesting to see how if Kramaric can do anything similar to the same against slightly more confident defense in Frankfurt. I think that I'm still leaning towards Eintracht for this, in my opinion. I'll say I don't want to do the 50 plus donor score. I'll say 2-0.
See, it's such a tempting.
I'll say 2-0.
It's such a tempting score to always put, because that usually is close to what it always is. I think your point on, like, even though Kramaric got a hat trick, they're playing Kiel, so I mean that's not to not Kramaric, because he's very consistent, he's very good. But like Frankfurt is a bit above them. I think they will still score, and I think like Frankfurt actually played very well defensively for the first like 75 minutes of that Dortmund game, and then Bino Gittins just came out fucking nowhere and said this is going to be over. But I don't think that's really a knock on Frankfurt. So I am going to pick Frankfurt, but I think it's going to be... Oh, I can't say 2-1. Whatever, I'm just going to say 2-1. Fuck it, it's my show. Our show, really, but... Yeah, that's... Okay. Now we have Kiel versus Wolfsburg. The joke... I guess I should probably explain that joke. Kiel, if you look at a map, Kiel is like basically on the border of Denmark for all intents and purposes. So sometimes we gotta explain the icons. Oh, Hoffenheim is for sure gonna make you score on them. Yeah, Hoffenheim has never subscribed to having a good defense, so they are like, what was it called? The 5-second offense or whatever. They're that, but a soccer team. Any immediate reactions to Kiel Wolfsburg?
This one I'm just interested in seeing how Kiel opens up at home in the Bundesliga. Mm-hmm. Now Wolfsburg did look solid against Bayern. They did kind of spill the gumbo, but it is Bayern, so we're not holding that against them.
Yeah.
But I think it still should be a very entertaining matchup. Kiel still got off a lot of shots on goal against Hoffenheim, so it'll be interesting to see how it lines up against Wolfsburg's defense. I'm still going to pick Wolfsburg for this. Mm-hmm. Probably like 3-1. But there's a little bit of nefarious energy around this game for me.
Interesting. Go explain.
Just like I said earlier, it's Kiel's first home game. They're going to want to.
Oh yeah.
Well, in front of their home fans in the Bundesliga. Wolfsburg had a I don't want to say slightly demoralizing loss, but it was, they did have it for all of like 4 or 5 minutes before the own goal. But if that loss gets in their head and they don't come out as they should against Kiel, who knows what could happen.
I think to that point, like, Wolfsburg's not really had a game to stand on so far. Like, yeah, they beat Koblenz, but it was 1-0, and it was their only shot on goal for the whole game. They had it sort of going with Bayern, and then they dropped it. Like, I think for a team that is as talented as they're supposed to be, this has to be kind of a getting off the ground game. If it's not, I think that is a big uh-oh. Especially because in those 2 games that they messed up with, one of them was a 5th league team. Like, you really struggled against a 5th league team. So I think if they come out flat, it's going to raise a lot of questions for them. I still think they're going to win, but, like, just barely. It's going to be another really ugly game. Wolfsburg was on some shenanigans, subbing Vind on so late last week. Yeah, that... They lost 3-2 in spite of whatever the fuck those subs were, and like that lineup made no sense. But All right, This is my game of the week. I already
That's
talked about this
also my
last
game of the
week,
week.
so we'll put the little gold star. Be fun. Give us the intro.
All right, so this is, I think, 1v2 on both of ours, even though it's flipped around.
Yeah.
This is P1 versus P2 on both of our predictions. Leverkusen, obviously, we saw them in the watch party last week. They just got by Gladbach. Both of these teams really just got by.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, Wolfsburg or not Wolfsburg, Leverkusen just got by on a suspect penalty call.
Oh.
Leipzig just got by Bochum, which is an issue in and of itself.
Yes.
So, despite the fact that both these teams did not perform to their potential, it works out because they can not perform to their potential and still have a very entertaining game. What do you have to say about this?
That's not the color that I was going for. Yeah, I think you can even add to the Leverkusen struggles because their game against Carl Zeiss Jena, or Mr. Jena, we can't use his entire government name. Against Mr. Jena was concerning. Like, they genuinely really could have lost that one. Yeah, as Lammy points out in the chat, that was really, like, almost all of the games they've played so far have been, like, just narrowly surviving. We have the Super Cup game, they barely survived. Carl Zeiss, Mr. Jena, they barely survived. And now you have the game last week against Gladbach. Like, I think they're starting to show signs of this being a little tough. But, I mean, Leipzig drew Bochum. I mean, we got a goal against Bochum. Like,
only one goal.
One goal. I think the sample size for me is a little in Leipzig's favor. Where I think if they press them, I think we're starting to see, I think, it being a little hard for Leverkusen to keep up. So I think Leipzig, like, barely makes this out. You know what? I'm going to go real hot take, actually. I'm going to say it's a really tough.
Ooh.
Really tough 1-0.
I don't think Leverkusen slips up just yet. I am severely unconvinced. Like, yes, you didn't concede against Bochum, but you only got one goal against Bochum. I'm not convinced that Leipzig's attack can outscore Leverkusen we saw how Leverkusen could score against Gladbach. Now, granted, they didn't do that against Mr. Jena, but they did put up multiple goals against Stuttgart. With what we saw against Bochum for Leipzig, I'm not as confident in the offense being able to figure it out just yet against a team like Leverkusen. So I'll say 2-1 to Leverkusen, though. I still think it'll be a close game.
Peanut Gallery says 3-3. I can also see that. Here's the other thing that I have to check. Is Derek Ray commentating that game? Because that will completely change what I have for mine. I don't know if you've really paid attention to this, you the viewer. Derek Ray, I don't think has ever commentated a boring game. Yeah, he is. All right, I'm changing mine immediately. There's no chance this is gonna be 1-0. I'm gonna up this now to like 4. Oops, wrong one. To like 4.
You also flipped me around too.
2. Oh, what?
You flipped me around.
Oh yeah. Wow. Okay, why did that happen? You said 2-1.
Yeah, I said 2-1. Also to note that Orban's out with the red card.
Yeah, but I think that's the one area. Well, what gives me a lot of confidence, I do think Leipzig's defending is kind of one the most underrated part about them. Orban's, but even like Leipzig's most consistent defender is such a it could belong to anyone, right? You have David Raum, you have Stimikon, you
Is
have
Henrik still on that team? Benjamin
yeah, you
Henrik?
got my boy Benjamin Heinrichs. Orban being out, I don't think is going to be as big of an issue as possible as it seems. And then we have last one. I am so sorry for eating into Frauen Bundesliga time, but we have Bayern versus Freiburg, which is I'm glad you put this on here. I think this is a good matchup.
This is especially with how Freiburg performed this past week. I think it's gonna be. I think they're gonna take it to Bayern at home. Uh,
Ooh.
I don't know if I'd say Bayern will lose this game, but I think with what we saw against Wolfsburg, the defense still has some questions to answer, and I don't know if a lot of those questions will be answered against a Freiburg team that scored so easily against Stuttgart. As B Fun likes to say, I'm feeling nefarious energy here. I'm also feeling slight nefarious energy.
Uh,
You know what? I'm gonna go bold. I think this is gonna be a draw.
oh, okay. I'm gonna notate
It's
that.
draw.
Oh, whoops.
But I think I'm gonna go 3-2 Freiburg.
Damn.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 3-2 Freiburg.
Huh. I too am feeling nefarious energy on this, just like it seems like everybody is. Bayern just doesn't have defenders. like they're too like for your best defender last game to be Eric Dyer is Eric Dyer. It's very dire if you get the wordplay.
Ha.
Upamecano and Kim looked fucking terrible in that game last week. They don't really have anyone else to step in there. I do think the way Freiburg scored against Stuttgart, they went a goal down pretty early, and they said, fuck it. I think that's going to really help Freiburg here. I do think just Bayern's going to somehow get out of this one. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to say it's 3-2 Bayern. But, like, it's going to be a game where, like, something's going on with Bayern. Jake's smile there is such a shit-eating grin of finally seeing Bayern to be not invincible. Listen! This team won the league 11 times in a row. Of course I'm reveling in this. It's not even being unbiased. Like, I think just, like, in general, people just want something. People want something different, and I think we're getting it for this next. Thank you, Bayern's board, for finally helping us out here. Then we're going to go rapid fire on the rest of the week, and then we will go to Frauen Bundesliga.
It's what the people want, exactly.
It's what the people want. Bayern always had 1-7-1 match early in the season. I haven't looked at their schedule to see when that's coming, but it could be this weekend. I don't think so. I'm not against Freiburg. And I say that, and that's probably what's going to be what happens. Okay. Rapid fire. So we have Stuttgart Mainz. I don't think that's going to be a big issue. We have Bremen Dortmund. Not. I would pick Dortmund, but that's kind of evil as well. Bochum Gladbach. Don't watch that game. And then Heidenheim Augsburg. Heidenheim should take them to task. I think like that. Today's game was a big mental boost. How about your quick ones?
Let's see. What do I have to say? Stuttgart free. I want to say Dortmund free, but I don't think that's going to be free. I think they're going to have to earn that. What else? Yeah, I agree. Don't watch Bochum Gladbach. That one's not going to be pretty, I don't think. And then Heidenheim. We're agreeing. a lot, but Heidenheim should take care of business against Augsburg.
I will say Gladbach has potential to knock them out. Like they have but they're just a team that plays to their opponent's level. So I think they're gonna definitely do that. All right, it's time to shut up. It's Frauen Bundesliga time, baby.
It's Frauen Bundesliga time.
So I guess we should knock the big thing out of the way of how the fuck do I watch this league in the U.S. Well, DAZN, is that how you say it?
Yeah, DAZN.
So, they are, what the hell? What's going on? Okay, maybe I should add a little more. Shout out KSI, I guess. So, Jesus! So, as you can... Oh, they added more games. Okay, when I last saw, they only had one. Okay, that changes a lot of my diatribe I was about to go on today. They got the wrong Cone logo, though, if you...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's not the right Cone, but we'll take the 4 games on the weekend. Hopefully my credit card info is in here or something. Wait, is it free now?
I think it's free. I think it's you just need a free account. I was just reading up on this, but oh yes, hold on. Here we go. Hold on. Sign up for free. Head to the DAZN website, create a free account. Explore the women's football section. Watch live or on demand on any device. It doesn't say you have to pay for anything.
That is completely different to what I saw in the app. We are so in, boys. This is great. So, alright, I was going to erase the entire thing I was going to go on today. This is pretty sweet, and these are really good games, I think. Just off of, like, Potsdam coming back to the Bundesliga. We love that. I do think there's something we do need to touch on to put in perspective the kind of bullshit Potsdam needed to get back into the first league. No, the table, please. Oh, it's probably at the bottom. As you can see here, it was a race to the finish in terms of the second Bundesliga. Potsdam, I basically won it on the last match day with Mr. Jena, I guess Mrs. Jena in this point. Also kind of skating in and Meppen barely. And then look, oh my god.
On both sides.
We love to see equality.
On both sides.
We love to see a team put as much effort into their men's team as their women's team. But having your first game against Bayern is not very fun. We'll pull up the rest of the ones that are on here. Damn, we should do a watch party for a Frauen Bundesliga game now that they're on here.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I was so satisfied with Bundesliga. There we go. Jesus. So here are the rest of the games. We have Frankfurt versus Miss Jena, or we'll just keep it Mister. Freiburg versus Leverkusen. That's a really good one. Those were really good games last year. Essen, who was a big standout last year, can they do it again? They play Hoffenheim. That's not a fun match. Pretty evenly talented teams here. Köln versus Leipzig. Both of them were not very good last year, but I know Köln has put a lot of money into this summer. And Wolfsburg versus Bremen. I mean, they're Wolfsburg.
Yeah,
Bayern and Wolfsburg are both juggernauts. Yeah, I mean, as much as I hate it, I love Frauen Bundesliga and I love the games I watch. But this is usually how it ends. There's a very big gap between the teams who have the money to compete and the teams who do not. Carly Zeiss Jena. There we go. Beautiful. That's a nice name actually. Carly Zeiss Jena. That sounds like a pop star.
It does.
Carly Zeiss.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
So as we said earlier, me and BFLM, I am probably more in know a little bit more than BFLM does, but I also concede I am someone else who's just continuously trying to learn. there's not a lot of resources in English for Frauen Bundesliga, so we're gonna learn together. This game that we have conducted, I'm gonna spin a wheel for both me and Beeflum, and we're gonna find a favorite player on each squad. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you want to go first or should I?
I'll go first.
Okay, wait, let me make sure. Okay, yeah. Actually, we're gonna have to redo this because I have this set for a minute.
Oh.
that would be a very long segment. Let's put this down to like 20.
Ooh.
Oh, is it gonna land on Carly?
Carly, let's go.
This
is all I've been waiting for.
Yeah. Let me fix this. So Carly Siena, as you know, barely got in there. It was a quite competitive last season. They will be, even though the top is kind of gone, the mid and bottom table in the Frauen Bundesliga is always a big shuffle.
I just pulled up this roster, and I see way too many people that were born in the same year or later than me, and this kind of hurts.
I'm gonna, since I'm like 100 years older than you. Damn, they don't even have the Wikipedia pages for like 90%. Come on now. Where would that be at their ages?
I'm on the actual DFB website.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. All right,
I'm
gonna click on this, but I'm not gonna like it. Jesus Christ. Oh no. That's a lot of 2000s.
That's a lot of 2000s, bro.
Oh no. Okay, there's someone older than me on the team, but she has to be the chaperone? Look at some of these ages. 22, 2005. Do you have like a 2007? That would put me in the hospital. Where are we at?
I think 2005 is the latest. Oh, we got a scarf.
I'm gonna choose.
I have one ready this time.
I'm super angry.
Oh wow! Even after I chose our
I haven't pulled this out in a while because it just stinks. Reminds me again, my sister-in-law just turned 21. Makes me feel like a fossilized turd. Yeah, so this is the team. We're gonna put this as our team to watch if you are considering AARP. Anyone that sticks out so
far? I mean, we got to turn to 2005. Oh, she actually has a render. I've been clicking on names, and some of them have not had renders. But it seems like Melina Reuter has played for at least the national team at some point.
Oh. For the youth team, which is still very hard to get into for Frauen. Who did she play for? Oh, she's a former Freiburg player. Oh, I could have literally scrolled up and seen that. Yeah,
I do like Freiburg.
I mean, what was 19? Yeah, so like when you look at her, you might be like, oh, well, she's so inexperienced. She's been on so many U17 team. She's fucking 19 years old. So incredibly talented person.
Incredibly talented.
A lot of goals in very few matches with the U19 team. Yeah, this is a good choice, Beeflum.
Yeah. I'm happy with my choice. This is a Melina Reuter.
Okay, we gotta put these somewhere so we can watch across the season. Where should we? Oh, we could just put that in our chat.
Yeah.
All right.
Right now.
My turn.
That is.
I get AARP offers in the mail. I don't yet, but I think it's coming. Especially if I watch that Carly's Iceana team. Random. I should have just put this as spin again. Okay, I'm gonna just spin again. I guess I'll spin again. We should do this throughout the season. This would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh my
No
god. This wheel
fucking
knows.
way,
This
dude.
wheel knows.
Alrighty then. Well, a few of what would have been my favorite players left this last season.
The fix is in.
Excuse me. I even spun again. So, wait, why is this? Oh, this is a good resource to have here. Please take me to the first league. Oh, there we go.
The Google Pixel Frauen Bundesliga.
All right, calm. Okay.
Do they have even like a mobile version of the?
Yeah, it like couldn't click on. Okay, we're just gonna do this. Okay, there. I think we're here. Yeah. Here we go. All right. I want to say Anna Gerhardt. Who am I gonna pick? I do have to go. I feel like I have to go Anna Gerhardt. As you can see here, Anna Gerhardt is very good. She is also someone who's not like a baby like we saw with Carly's Iceana, but she's good for her age. I would be shocked if she's not playing for the actual national team at some point. But yeah, a lot of time with Colm. I think this is going to be a big season for her because a lot of the other midfielders kind of left, so now she's kind of the woman. She already was, but this is her year. So I'm going to say Anna Gerhardt is someone that you should be watching out for this season. Unbiased with the team autograph kit. Oh, that just appeared there. I don't know where that came from.
It materialized.
All right, we have time for 2 more spins. Are you ready, B-Form?
I'm ready.
Yeah, I think we're going to keep doing this. I feel like one of the issues with Frauen Bundesliga is there really is not a lot of resources in English. So, I mean, we don't know a whole lot, but we will find out with you guys. And then it's just nice to highlight this. I think it's a fun move. All right, Freiburg. Let me get us.
They have a lot of 2000s too.
Oh no, not even. What?
Oh no.
That doesn't surprise. Freiburg usually has the children. I feel like the Potsdam one would be if someone gets Potsdam. What the hell? Wow, DFB doesn't really have their own supply here.
Here, I'll post a link in chat.
Okay. There we go. What if it just took me to a virus? That is a lot of 2000s. You're funny. Wait before you need to brace before a sneeze.
Okay.
Now.
No, just to play the impression Olympics here.
I did get a back spasm driving today. So really none of us could really keep up with this team, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to go Cora Zikai. I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't sue me if it's not.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she was on... Yeah. I know who this is.
A lot of U20, U19 appearances. Freiburg's her first big club.
Yeah. 67 games already. That's what's crazy about women's soccer is like Really, if you have a spot in the roster, you're gonna have a spot in the roster for a while.
25 goals, 13 assists, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what V. Oh, yeah. What is V? We'll have to look that up. But yeah, that's a good player, and we love Black Bundesliga players. Black Germans represent. Let's go. All right, if I get Colm again, then yes, this really is rigged.
Oh yeah, I gotta write these down.
No fucking chance. Okay, I was gonna say.
You can't go with the low hanging fruit here.
Those are wins, losses, and draws.
I feel like I'm getting gaslit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? He's right.
Gavinin. Yeah, okay.
He's right. Because that does add up to 67, doesn't it?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
All right, this is our last show ever.
We were trying our best not to embarrass ourselves, and yet. Now, if the person on this team is who I think is still on this team, I don't think I can allow you to.
Yeah, I am going to pick someone different. I think everybody is waiting for me to fuck that up, but we also got.
Who'd you pick for Colm, by the way?
I did. Anna Gerhardt.
Anna Gerhardt.
How did you get to that page? Can you get it for?
Oh yes, I can. Give me 1 second. Boom, boom.
Wow, in the old 50 plus donor, I would have been Google searching for a solid 10 minutes. That would have just taken up airtime. There we go. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah. So I'm not gonna pick who everyone expects me to pick. I'll branch out. What's this? What's her situation? Damn, 36 wins as a goalkeeper?
Yeesh.
I'm either going to pick her or Laura Freigang. I think I'm going to have... I think we'll represent goalkeepers in this one. 36 wins as a goalkeeper and you're not even, like... You're a 24... is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
If you think about it. That means you're shutting people down when you're like 20. I think I'm gonna have to go with her. Oh, she played one game for a national team and won it. We've got a winner here. 50 plus winners. Stina Johannes. Damn, that is quite a resume. And she was playing for Essen already. Like, what age was she at that point? 18? She was winning games with Essen at 18? Yo?
18.
Hey, yo? Yeah, I'm going to have to put her down for real. I didn't know they had a straight up OG like that on Frankfurt. See, this is why we need to. This is why we need to do this. Because now I'm sure our last guest probably would have known this, but all right. Well, that was a lot of fun.
That was. We need to come back to that.
We need to repeatedly do that. Next week, if I'm not mistaken, is a international break, isn't it?
It may be.
It is. So we're gonna have to find.
Just started, bro.
Well, it's Nations League. I think we should play that donor game.
I agree.
So we'll have something fun for next week. We'll still cover Frauen Bundesliga because that will be going on next week. But we have a fun little game that we found on Steam that we will set up for the next time you see us, which will be, of course, or should we do that on the weekend?
We'll talk, but I'll
We'll
probably.
talk. But we'll be playing that game next time. We'll be talking Frauen Bundesliga, and we'll just be back next week. We've been very consistent.
We have been.
Since middle of July. Let's go. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Your 50+ donor jerseys, if you've ordered them, will be here in the next few days if you've ordered one. And as always, stay cool out there, and hope to see you next week.
50 plus Döner.